Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our daily word this morning. It is Thursday morning. Thanks for joining me for our time together and our conversation around Scripture, as we call it the daily word. So, thanks for being with me and carving out time to be with me. As always, I'm grateful that you choose to do that and to spend these few minutes with me wherever you are and whenever you can take time to join in and offer greetings when you join in. So this morning I've chosen for our text from 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 10 some interesting words that kind of spoke to me yesterday when I was having my MRI. And the words from Paul say this: By the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace toward me has not been in vain. So yesterday I went to St. Rita's for my MRI, and they were actually on time and really good. And so they walked me back, clear back. If you had an MRI at St. Rita's, you got to go clear back, kind of in the back of the hospital there. And so I sat down with the young student nurse, and she was asking me all these questions and all the surgeries and all the things and all my knee replacements and hip replacements and this pain stimulator, and the list goes on and on. And then we talked a bit about my open heart surgery and now this pain that I'm enduring. And she said, "Boy, I'm so sorry. You've just been through it all. I bet you're just tired of all of this." And my initial answer was, "Yeah, I've been through it all." And when we got done, and the nurse came, the radiologist came and got the information from my pain stimulator, left, came back, and away we went. And she was great. She was walked me through the whole thing, and didn't take a horribly long time. But I got to thinking about the conversation that I had with that student nurse and all the things that I've been through, all the surgeries and all the things. And I know many people have been through more. I get that. I'm not. I understand that. I'm not making light of that. So I hope you don't hear me like that. Um, and so I got to thinking about that driving home and thinking about, well, who am I, and where have I been, and what's God's grace about? Because people say to me, and this week I've met some new people who didn't know that I'd open heart surgery. And the conversation with me always, "I guess God's not done with you yet. I guess God's got more work for you to do." That's, it seems like that's always the answer when they ask me about that. One of them was with a volleyball official the other night who I've known for a long time. So I got to thinking about this particular text. By the grace of God, I am what I am, and his grace toward me has not been in vain. You know, I got to thinking about that, and I've realized probably on the way driving home that in spite of all of this, you know, I'm pretty comfortable with myself. I love my getting older self. It's not selfishness, it's not conceit, it's not, any of that. It's simply knowing that somehow, by the grace of God, I am what I am. And those are important words. But then to live my life, and then for all of us to live our lives with the second part of that sentence, and his grace toward me has not been in vain. I think those are extremely powerful words to consider. We shouldn't be worried about what other people think. We do. We shouldn't get other people's approval. I know that we do. But I think this scripture and the idea of all of this liberates me to do what I do and bring joy to other people, and to share my life, and to indeed do whatever it is that God has called me to do still. I don't know, if I'm still here because God has work for me to do, but God has work for me to do because I'm still here. And I want to live, and we should live, all knowing that we've been given grace. Grace that exceeds what we can understand. Grace that exceeds what we can put a price tag to. And to live so that God's grace towards us is not in vain. That we live fully as God's people, as God's children, that we strive to make other people's lives better, that we strive to make the world better, that we strive to be faithful, live faithful lives, share all of those lives with everybody around us. And so when I got done and I'm driving home and I thought about this, I'm like, yeah, that's, I think, what God's called us to. And I have to admit, there are days I feel pretty sorry for myself. I can't walk very well some days. I told someone yesterday, no matter what I do, it takes 100% physical effort to make it happen. Sunday morning, Wednesday night, yesterday had a full day. Had a breakfast meeting to talk about the future. Had a meeting with a couple about their wedding to finalize the plans. Went to Lima for my MRI. Came home and had a meeting with a family about a funeral that's happening on Sunday. It's a full, long day. And it took every bit of me, 100%, to accomplish that. But yet, God's grace isn't in vain. And so, for us who live in this time and have the ability to do what we do and the ability to love other people and share our lives with other people and do the things that God calls us to do, by the grace of God, we are what we are. And so in my condition, all the struggles, I am what I am. I want to live so God's grace in me is not in vain. And I hope that we would all want to live that way and maybe leave that legacy behind us. So if you're like me, and I know some folks are, and you get tough days and might even feel sorry for yourself, there's this reminder that God's grace continues to work in us. And that's good news for us. So thanks for joining me for our daily word today. I appreciate it. So as always, know of God's love that surrounds you, know of my love for you, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Have a great day.